Hi folks, today we're going to take a look at Long Island audits, where he decides to make the brilliant, big brain move of going to a prison to record. Now, we all know that he's going to go with his usual lines and his typical lies, but let's bust him out on it. But before we begin, I want to make a quick announcement for the channel. We now have memberships. Starting at $1.99, you get VIP Discord server access, you get members-only live streams and live chats, custom emojis, loyalty badges, and it's a great way to keep the channel going. It helps me out a lot, and it helps the channel. So, with all that being said, let's enjoy today's video, shall we?
It's a massive correctional facility. They have a bunch of county vehicles over here and buses.
Sir, you can't be doing that. We don't have any filming on the premise here, sir. Can you please stop?
Who are you?
I'm sorry?
Who are you, ma'am? Who are you, sir?
Please stop filming.
Can I know who you guys are?
We are officers that work here.
But what are your names?
Stop filming.
Ma'am, what's your name?
What is your name and why are you on
I would
our
like
state
to know who
property?
you are.
Their names are irrelevant at this point. What is important is this. You are a civilian on a state correctional facility. And why are you there? Clearly, this isn't for journalism, because you're not a journalist. You don't put out any stories. And the fact that you're there not only puts you at risk, or putting the prison at risk, but it also puts the community at large at risk. There have been several attempts of people who have recorded prisons using drones or doing the exact same method that you are, who have helped access the abilities for inmates to plan escapes or to smuggle in contraband. What you're doing is so dangerous, I can't even give you an insult on how stupid you are.
I'd like to know why you're on this property. Do I need to get the superintendent out here?
You can get whoever you want, but you're the one talking to me. You're the one that came up to
Because
me,
you're on
right?
private property filming.
This is private property.
This is state private property.
But if the state is funded by the government and the public, how would it be private property?
Why are you here? This is a prison.
I'm failing to understand your logic.
This is the prison. You could be arrested.
I understand this is a correctional facility.
Yes, it is. You're not supposed to be on here
What did you
filming
say?
anything.
What did you say?
You are on private property and I'm asking you to leave.
And what'd you say after that? You said I could be arrested for what?
Yes.
Well, trespassing for one, disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, and some possible charges that you could be facing as well. But the real question is, why are you here? The prison is not a public forum. It's not even a limited public forum. It's a non-traditional public forum, which means they can restrict the access of recording devices. Now, you're here for what reason? News story? And where are you going to publish the story? What journalistic website are you putting this on here? Because YouTube is not a journalistic platform. And your website is nothing but a merch store. So the real question is this. Why? Why do you keep lying to everybody that you meet and saying that you're an independent journalist when you don't even follow the ethics of journalism? I don't call myself a journalist, but yet I have more integrity than you do.
You're trespassing.
How am I trespassing? Are you a custodian of this property?
I can get the custodian out here. I'm security of this property. I'm
Your
doing
security
my job.
and your name?
Friend, are you getting somebody?
I'm getting the OIC.
Thank you.
What's OIC?
The OIC is the person in command right now.
The warden's here. I can see his car right there.
I want to speak to your
We're not the OIC, the person in charge. If we have to get the warden out here, we will, but
I can see the warden's car is here, so he has to be here, right?
why are you out here and who are you working for?
See, there's a way to handle things and there's a way not to handle things. I know you're used to treating them, the inmates in there, a certain way.
I don't deal with the inmates, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you
And I don't
have.
treat the inmates wrong.
Okay.
I just know that this is.
Well, I find that hard to
property and you are
believe.
not supposed
I find
to
that
be
hard
here.
to.
And I find it hard to believe that you don't understand the dangers and the risks you're doing here. I mean, Sean, let's be honest. If this was a real news story, you would have facts to back up your information. You wouldn't start by getting B-roll. You know, when I went after We the People University, I got my facts first. When I go after you guys, I get what laws you break. And what proof do you have that she mistreats any of the inmates or offenders at that correctional facility? You have none, but you make broad statements that have no truth. Proving why your nickname is Liar.
I believe when you came off
I've
so
been here
aggressive.
many years, and I've never had any problems with no inmates.
Of course you wouldn't. There's no
Because
accountability.
there is accountability.
Are you stupid or something?
Well, can you prove that? Because if not, I can. There are methods of ramifications for inmates to file complaints against COs. They can file a complaint with, the warden or the deputy warden, and they can process that and have the state police come in and investigate. If that doesn't work, there are outside means that they can use, such as lawyers to file lawsuits on their behalf. But again, you don't want to do your due diligence. You just want to make statements that are not factually true and go on with this narrative to mislead your viewers and fans that you're doing all of this for the sake of transparency in the First Amendment.
Of course they
I
wouldn't.
treat them with respect.
When's the
and they treat me with
when's the
respect.
last time someone got in trouble here for
You know
mistreating
what?
an
I'm not
inmate?
speaking to you anymore.
When's the last time someone got in trouble for mistreating an inmate here at this facility, ma'am?
We're going to jump ahead into his next encounter with a correctional officer to the effect of this video being so long and, well, I don't want to submit you guys to dead air and his idiotic lies. I will be putting a link to the original video in the description box of this video.
I don't know who this is. Let's see.
Dano, don't say nothing. He's videotaping. He's videotaping. Okay?
Hi, sir. How are you? Are you supervisor, sir?
No comment.
No comment. Okay. De-escalation goes a long way.
Away from the vehicle. Step away from the vehicle.
I'm nowhere near your vehicle.
Yes, you are. Liar! You're within 10 feet. You're within 25 feet away.
Why do I need to be 25 feet away? Is that a law?
It's state regulation.
State regulation that I have to be 25 feet away? 25 feet away? That seems absurd. I'm nowhere near. You know I'm not a threat to you. Relax.
Now, how would any of them know you're not a threat? I mean, you've done nothing but come off as confrontational, belligerent, and not only that, ignorant. You're recording the prison, which could cause an inmate to get the information from the outside sent to them where they can help escape. I mean, you're being so ignorant to the law and safety of everyone around you. For what reason? Clicks and views? You're turning your channel into something like Auditing America. Are you the next El Selmo?
See, you can put the vehicle 25 feet away. There you go. Hey, sir, how are you?
Why don't you step out the road, huh?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem, sir. No problem. Sorry about that. How you guys doing today?
Good. How can I help you?
Oh, I don't really need any help. I was just trying to take some pictures and video here. I'm an independent journalist.
You're lying.
Can I get your guys' names and your titles?
We can. Yeah, absolutely. In just a minute, but you have to get permission to record on this facility, but you're more than happy to record out on that street.
This is a public
No,
This is
sir,
parking lot, correct?
This is a prison.
Boom. Roasted.
It's not public where you can come in and out of
Yeah,
the-
visitors. You have rules for visitors that
Yes,
come to
sir.
visit.
They have to sign
I'm
up
visiting.
to get it. Have you signed up for that visitation?
No, I haven't signed up for any
Yes, sir. You
visitation.
have to be pre-approved to come up to there.
To come inside the jail. I'm on the publicly accessible areas of the jail, which is a right of mine to just be in the publicly accessible areas. I'm not.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
In any restricted areas or anything, and
But on this roving path, you are walking up on this roving path. This is
I was just following the people that came up to me. I was all the way over there, and they came up to me and said that it was illegal to take pictures of the jail.
You more than free.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to go any restricted areas. That's for sure. And apparently, is there a law that says I have to be 25 feet away from this gentleman's
This vehicle? Because we don't. You could be a threat. We don't know.
But that's not how life works.
Again, how are they to know that you're not a threat to them? I mean, there have been several attempts on CEO's lives by inmates. Not to mention, your efforts can help aid in the escape of an inmate. I mean, if you can record that parking lot and show where there's a weak point where somebody could hide out, and then just wait for the inmates to get over the fence, get them in a car or different clothes, and bam, they're gone. But you don't want to understand that. And why are you even there? It's not a public parking lot. It is a prison parking lot. It is a non-traditional public forum.
Yes, sir.
You can't just say that. Oh, you could be a threat.
It's a possibility. We are.
But if you treated everyone like threats,
convicted felons, we have to protect ourselves and the general public.
yeah, no one's a threat to you. Have you ever had somebody?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever had somebody come up to you with a camera and do harm to you with a camera in their hand?
Absolutely. But
absolutely not, right?
Cameras for what?
Absolutely not. Can I get your names and titles, please? And then Captain Turley, and your name, sir? Lieutenant Fleming. So, my name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist. Again, the two officers that came up to me originally, they just started screaming at me and yelling at me. If they could have identified themselves, I said, "Hey, how are you? What's your name?" They just freaking out on me for no reason. So
as I came out, I asked you.
Okay, so
I can help you with.
Okay, so that's something maybe you should talk to them about de-escalation, because that would go a long way. But as far as my name is Sean,
And maybe you should stop frauding and get a life. I mean, you've turned this into a grift. You're no better than Chili DeCastro. Oh wait, you guys have beef. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. Because that's all you're doing with this. There is no audit here. You're not conducting anything of the First Amendment. That is a prison with a private parking lot. Yes, it is open to the public for visitation. But you're not there to visit an inmate. You're not there for employment. You are there to annoy people.
independent journalist. I'm just exercising my right to film in public. I don't want to go in any restricted areas of this facility at all. So there is no restricted areas.
It is for me to let you know, 25 feet from these vehicles. You know what I mean? Because we have to make sure the perimeter remains safe and secure. We ask that there's no videotaping inside our parking lot, which is not a public parking lot.
It is public.
No, sir.
It's open to the public.
It is open to the public, but there are other things that are open to the public. It's not a public parking lot.
It's not a restricted area, is it? There's no signs that deem it restricted. Okay.
But there again, we request that you, if you'd like to film, you're more than happy to film, but be out on the public street when you film.
Yeah, this is public, so I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to go into restricted areas or anything. If you need to, you're not law enforcement, are you?
This is actually state property. This is state property.
Yeah, state property. That's the same thing. That's the same thing as public property.
As a state official, for you to step off of this parking
This
lot.
is public property.
Please understand this. Just because it is owned by the state, it does not mean it is open to the public. It is a non-traditional public forum. That means they can set the rules on recording. Not only that, they are asking you to film across the street for safety reasons, but instead you want to argue it. This is why a lot of your viewers are leaving. I've looked at your social blade. Your view counts are going down. Your subscriber rates are going down. But why is that? It's because you're not giving anything of value. All you're doing are these ridiculous, petty childish stunts to try to, what, get some kind of a lawsuit, that is what makes you like chili, bruh. You are just the same. You just don't want to admit it.
No, sir. This is state property.
It's public property.
It's state property.
Who funds the state?
The federal government.
The federal government funds the state.
The federal government pays for most of the salary. You
No.
don't know how this works.
No.
Boom. Roasted.
That's you think the federal government pays for the state?
Be surprised.
I'm sure they give money. But where does who supports the federal government then? Who funds the federal government? If,
We got work.
so go ahead and get back to work. I have no problem with you guys can get back to your work.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
That's not how this works. They make requests to you. You don't make requests to them. And they are saying, if you wish to film, you need to go off their property and film on the public roadway. Well, across the street, I should say. If you can't understand that, go back to school and work on comprehension. Because, as I've been saying, this is a non-traditional public forum, and for safety concerns, they don't want you filming on their property.
You can record and everything. Like
You guys got to get back to work. I'm going to stay in the publicly accessible areas. Who funds the government? The people, right? The people fund the state and the government. That's how that works. That means it's public property.
Your intellect is as weak as your dollar. Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
They fund your salaries. They fund the property. I'm going to be in the publicly accessible areas. You're not law enforcement, are you? You're not giving me a lawful order as a law enforcement officer? I don't know if you're law enforcement. Some correctional officers are law enforcement, some aren't. I'm asking if you are. Are you law enforcement? Okay. Now I'm just going to stick to the publicly accessible areas of this property and continue to exercise my constitutional rights then. Continue to do it. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm far enough. Yeah. So why can't you just move? You can't just move, so you're just going to move.
Because they don't have to do what you tell them to do. You are there on their property. They are telling you to stay away from their vehicles. And if you don't want to, they can have you detained and arrested.
The vehicle where I am.
Because you're standing in front of the gate.
I just told you my name's Sean.
I can tell you my name is John Doe.
Yeah.
Does that show prove to me?
No, but unfortunately, it doesn't. But unfortunately, that's not the way the law works and our rights here work in this great country, sir.
Violating your rights.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you're violating my rights. I'm saying that your logic is a little bit faulty.
So if you step back, hey, just stay 25 feet.
Oh, I stood out of the roadway for you. I'm gonna go.
25 feet from this vehicle.
Can I get your name, sir? Who are you?
They asked you to stay 25 feet away.
What's up with you guys not identifying yourself to the public?
I don't have to identify myself to you.
And I don't have to listen to your unlawful orders.
You're on our property.
But a de-escalation is de-escalation. This is not your property. Are you the owner of this property, sir?
They don't own the property, but they work for the state, and the state owns the property, and they do make the rules. I'm going to end the video here. There is more to this video where he does go to the parking lot and films their private cars, and they tell him not to, and he makes up some excuse on why he can. I will link the original video in its entirety in my description box for this one. But if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment, because it helps me with the algorithm. Don't forget to hit the join button if you wish to become a member. Membership start off at $1.99. With that being said, be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time. I want to give a big thanks to all my channel members. Without you, I couldn't keep the channel going.